the story continued. And I was thinking about an aspect after as I said, the meeting at the American Embassy with first the husband, Mr. Flowers, aka Christopher Walken of the embassy. Then I met his wife, and pretty soon I found that with my own means, my car, and just myself and some friends involved, Ionuț, my brother-in-law today, and a friend of my sister back then, and some others, a colleague of theirs, Ivan, the doctor, very funny guy, I like him, I wonder where he is now. I had to hook up with Magellan pretty soon. That's a small agency, I hope still surviving, even if it's difficult in the world of today to be an operator with just a couple of people, 3 working. Out of the Patria Cinema actually. But nevertheless, that was, if there were 3, 4 working back then, in 1990, 91, 2, I guess we finished at around 93 or so. That was 4 times, 5 times my workforce, which was just one guy, myself. And indeed, we had a period of glory, a peak experience, flow, and maximum, I'm tempted to say profit. Well, I'm not sure about the profit at this point, I must calculate somehow, but still, in terms of numbers, that was a big, absolute peak, because what we did at this high point, zenith, in our experience, we took something like 60 people on a trip to Istanbul and then Kuşadası on the Turkish coast. And these were people from the American Embassy. That was the core of the operation for that trip and henceforth. But knowing them, so from this is that was the scheme. From Mr. Flowers to his wife, she was organizing tours, thank God, and she recommended me after that to the British Embassy. I met with the British equivalent. They had something of a, not club, not community liaison officer, they had somebody who was doing extracurricular activity, doing something with the trips. So we had people from there, then the Canadian Embassy with a, again, smaller contingent, but a source of some revenue. Remember 110 were the cards I had to meet with. Times I drove their own car, actually, and once it was a van, I think, with a Volkswagen 110. The Jordanian Embassy, and then those affiliated with the American Embassy, the Peace Corps, we had USAID back then, and businessmen, lawyers, people working here for the American government, but in a different capacity, or Romanian advising, whatever. All sorts of people. With the AmCham, not at that point. I had later connections while doing things for AT&T. But this was a period when we had buses. We had to hire buses, and we went to the monasteries of Moldavia, we went to Transylvania, we even took the ambassador, John R. Davis Jr. In the 90s, the early 90s. He went with us on a bus. That was some I'm tempted to say brave man. Well, I'm not sure about courage in that, but that important role, representing the biggest country in the world, gives you access to all kinds. The etiquette requires that he's received everywhere at the top level luxury apartments, he gets the best. But he went on a tour with the common people. It's the people working at the gates of his embassy and the rest.